Today I'm going to be visiting some of the filming locations of the living daylights here in Vienna. As you can see behind me is the Ferris wheel. We're going to be going to that later. But firstly, I'm going to be going to the Volksoper, which is where the film starts. For those who don't know, 007 film, 1987, Timothy Dalton, his first film. I'm sure you know the details, so let's get into it. Right, so day one was mostly just settling into Vienna. This was the only filming area I visited. Other filming locations included Gibraltar for the opening sequence, Oxfordshire for the exterior shots of Bladen House, and Suffolk, where Elverden Hall was used for the interior shots of the same house. The latter stages of the film took place in Morocco, where Tangier featured extensively, with Ouarzazate Airport doubling as the Soviet airbase. Now, if you're expecting plot breakdowns or want to know why these locations are in the film, then you can go and watch the movie. I'm going to give you a pretty bare bones commentary, but these things are better without the nerd talk anyway. Back on track, and since I got to Vienna in the late afternoon, it was already getting pretty dark. But as you can see, I went to the Vienna City Hall, which has a nice ice skating rink, the Michaelerplatz, which sort of had these Roman ruins next to it, you might have seen a bit of those, and then back to the City Hall, and look at that, gorgeous. You enjoy at home the amazing sort of blend of colours here. It is quite nice, isn't it? Lots of people ice skating, lots of people just walking. It's about 3 degrees at the moment, so it is quite cold. Well, the phone's nearly going to die, but it doesn't matter because, importantly, we are moments away. Thank you, I've got a power bank now, but we are moments away. Right now, we're approaching the Volksoper. It's worth mentioning it originally opened in 1898. It's known for hosting hundreds of spectacular musical performances every year, except on Sundays, because we went on a Sunday night and it was pretty empty. Now, in the living daylights, the film opens with a Czechoslovakian opera house. It's actually in Bratislava. There's just one small problem. In 1987, Bratislava was run under communist rule, forcing the production team to utilize Vienna as a stand-in for parts of the film, meaning Vienna doubles as Bratislava and Vienna is meant to be Vienna in the film, so it's a little bit confusing. All of the interior shots were actually filmed at the Sophiensaal, a concert hall in Vienna located about 4 kilometers away. I didn't have time to visit it, but even if I did, the original hall burnt down in 2001. And whilst it was rebuilt in 2013, this does of course mean I would not be seeing the hall as it appeared in 1987 for the living daylights. And here we are, the Volksoper, nicely illuminated in a soft magenta colour. Now, it was very quiet for a Sunday night, like I said, but this allowed me to recreate shots fairly easily. And that's just me having a look at some of the area behind the Volksoper, which isn't really featured in the film, but before I left, I got a photo of me pointing at the window where Kara is positioned to shoot Koskov, and then a couple of shots of me just trying to look cool and failing miserably. Walking right into the sun. It is quite a cold morning in Vienna, only -1 degrees. On to day 2, and I went to an iconic landmark, St. Stephen's Cathedral. This was pretty early in the morning, and what I will say is that it did not appear in the film, but my journey to the top actually gave me a view of the Prater, which is the amusement park which a certain Ferris wheel is located at, which you can see me pointing at there. And right there is where we're going to be headed soon, the Ferris wheel. I also went to the poshest place in my life, the Hotel Sacher, and I don't know if I said that right, but anyway, I tried the famous Sacher tour, which honestly was kind of mid, so next time I'll be taking the budget option. As I left, I found a TARDIS. Tell you what, let's just take that and travel forward to day 3, because the rest of day 2 was just museums and cathedrals. Well, would you look at that, we've arrived, and back into the world of Bond. Yeah, it was a bit of a weird crossover there, but it's day 3. And I'm now at the Schönbrunn Palace. Of course, this was where multiple shots were taken for the film. Most notably, it served as the backdrop for the end credit sequence in the film. We're going to go and recreate a couple of the shots now, so follow me. Hey, James, we can't hear you. Oh well. As I was saying, we're heading over to the fountain to recreate the shot used for the closing credit sequence. And then after that, we're going to go to the other side of the palace and recreate a couple more shots over there. Now, I will say that the photos we took by the fountain were not 100% accurate, and that's because the production team would have gone right up to the fountain to take the shot. However, us tourists aren't allowed in the grass. Yeah, we're insignificant. Great. So, as you can see, oh, that's me there in frame. And I just thought this was a cool photo. Pretty accurate, all things considered. And before we went to the other side, we had a quick look inside the Schönbrunn Palace. And I got an awfully wobbly video right at the front there. But inside, and look at that, breathtaking. Definitely would recommend going inside if you're going to go there. And, oh, we're outside. The sun is right in the camera. Great, honestly making it look like it's a nice day, but it's probably about 2 degrees, and you can tell from all the lifeless plants and the depressed people in their layers of clothing. Now, at the Schönbrunn Palace, I was not able to visit the sort of opera hall where some of the interior shots for some of the movie scenes were used. And of course, on the other side, this is where Bond and Cara go in on their horses from that side. I'll go and recreate the shot from there as well. There's a couple of shots of this area in the film. But yeah, stunning. Now, I lost track of time at the top, just admiring the view really. So I had to quickly go down and find the area where Bond and Cara are seen coming in with horses. And heading over to recreate the shot of the horses going down this lane. We see it when Cara and Bond approach on the chariot. And it's quite a fleeting shot, but it's a nice one nonetheless, so we're going to get that. This is then followed by them going right outside the Schönbrunn Palace, and there's this orchestra playing on the balcony. There are some couples having a nice little dance. It wasn't exactly the right season when I visited, so all those nice colourful plants you see in the original, yeah, it was doesn't quite look so vibrant here, but regardless, it was a great area to visit. And well, would you look at that, it's night already, and it's time to visit one last filming location, the Wiener Reisenrad. I've probably been butchering these names all video, but this is the iconic Ferris wheel in the film. At this point, I'll admit I didn't go and check out a bunch of random streets used in the film for car chases and God knows what. It wasn't really the reason I came to Europe to visit every single location, but hey, passing through Vienna, I thought I might go to a couple, and definitely what I've seen so far has been amazing. Well, my travels along the subway have now taken... Great once again forgetting that I need a proper microphone for this sort of thing. But anyway, what I was saying is the Ferris wheel, here it is, 38 years later, and it's where Cara and Bond go. They have a bit of a romance. It's quite a pointless scene, but hey, it gives me an excuse to go to a theme park, so I'm not complaining. It's pretty much all the film that is done here. The following day, my travels took me to Budapest, where I would end up in a couple of Hungarian women's magazines, but that's a story for another day. Thank you for watching.